Be me. Greater than 24. Back when I was 20, landed internship on Wall Street, Goldstein and Partners. First big shot, wearing cheap suit, shoes pinching, but dreams felt bigger than city lights. They assigned me mentor, Amanda, 26, sharp eyes, flawless confidence, energy filling whole floor. She spoke fast, moved faster, made clients nod like kids listening to bedtime stories. I barely kept up, scribbling notes, sweating under fluorescent lights, praying not to screw up. When she glanced over her glasses, felt like spotlight burning straight through my chest. That first night, we stayed late, finishing endless report, numbers blurring together slowly. She leaned back, sighed, said, "You're green, but you've got something worth keeping alive." Those words fueled me more than coffee, made me believe I belonged here finally. Walking home through Brooklyn streets, I whispered, maybe this city won't eat me alive. Days turned into routine, office at dawn, late nights, cheap bodega dinners, eyes glued to textbooks. I studied every financial model, every chart, desperate not to look like small-town rookie. Amanda checked my work, quick corrections, sometimes a smirk that felt like secret reward system. Every detail mattered. Fonts on reports, commas in contracts, tone during client calls daily. She never babied me, just expected perfection, and weirdly that pressure pushed me harder. Nights back in Brooklyn rental, I reread notes until words danced like neon signs. Sometimes I caught myself thinking less about finance, more about curve of her smile. We grabbed quick coffees near Bryant Park, her talking strategy while I stared at her laugh. Line between respect and something deeper blurred, but I kept pretending it was nothing. Inside, fear whispered, what if feelings ruin this chance I begged universe for? Still, every glance, every shared silence tightened, not pulling me closer without escape. And I started wondering if work was an only reason I came here. Friday evening, office finally quiet, papers stacked, skyline glowing outside tall glass windows. Amanda asked if I wanted walk, said city looks different after hours, less brutal honestly. We ended up near Hudson River, lights reflecting like shattered stars across dark water. She bought me coffee from cart, steam rising between us in crisp night air. I joked about drowning in spreadsheets. She laughed, said, "You'll survive, just don't lose yourself." Her tone serious under smile, like warning dressed as casual advice meant for me. Standing there, I realized she wasn't just mentor, she was anchor keeping me steady. Heart raced, words caught in throat, so I just sipped coffee quietly instead. Walking back, her shoulder brushed mine, small accidental touch, but lingered like lightning flash. I lay awake all night, city buzzing outside, wondering if she felt same. Next morning she acted normal, cool, professional, like nothing happened under glowing skyline. But every time her eyes met mine, I swore silence screamed louder than words. Weeks passed, we found excuses, quick lunches, late-night project reviews, coffee runs uncountable. Our coworkers teased, calling me teacher's pet. I laughed it off, hiding storm inside. One night she asked about my dreams, not career, but life outside balance sheets. I froze, admitted I never thought beyond job. She said, "Then start now?" Her words cut deep, like challenge and invitation rolled into single breath softly. After that, I noticed her walls too. Pauses, glances, sighs when she thought I missed. We went a tiny diner in Lower East Side, neon lights buzzing faintly overhead. She ordered pancakes at midnight, laughed when syrup spilled. I couldn't stop watching honestly. Conversation shifted, books, music, childhood, her moving to New York alone at 19. We weren't just mentor and intern anymore. We were two souls colliding quietly. Still, fear haunted me. What if crossing line destroyed everything I built so far? Yet every night together, that line blurred until it barely existed anymore. One Saturday she texted, "Coffee?" Outside of work, my chest exploded with nerves instantly. We met at Blue Bottle near Bryant Park, city buzzing, but moment felt private still. She wore casual clothes, jeans and sweater, looked younger, freer than office version daily. We talked hours, about stupid memes, about her stress, about nothing that mattered much. When sun dipped, we walked along Hudson, wind cold but silence strangely warm between us. I finally blurted, "Amanda, we're not just co-workers, right?" Words hanging heavy in air. She stopped, stared at river, eyes glassy, whispered, "Nick, you're too young for this." My heart dropped, stomach twisted, but her voice cracked, like truth fighting its way out. I wanted to push, beg her to admit what I already knew clearly. Instead, I shoved hands in pockets, nodded, pretended her words didn't stab straight through. Walking home, city lights blurred, not from rain, but from everything I held back. That night, I realized feelings could destroy me quicker than any failed report. Monday morning she was ice, professional mask flawless, no hint of Saturday showing. She gave me tasks, corrected my numbers, like conversation near river never even existed. I forced myself to match her tone, act like intern chasing goals, not her smile. Still, every side glance burned. Every accidental touch screamed louder than boardroom chatter. Nights in Brooklyn, I replayed her words, too young, like verdict I couldn't escape. I wondered if she was protecting me or herself, maybe both, maybe neither fully. Coworkers noticed tension, whispered jokes. I laughed hollow, but inside storm raged daily. During late projects, silence between us thick, filled with everything we refused to say. Her pen tapping, my heartbeat pounding, air electric, yet we both clung to roles. I told myself focus on career, this was once-in-lifetime chance, couldn't risk it. But deep down I knew, dream job wasn't only thing tying me to Manhattan. It was her, and pretending otherwise felt like living lie eating me alive. Weeks dragged, tension heavier each day, until late-night deadline kept just us working. Office empty, lights buzzing faintly, Manhattan skyline glowing like backdrop to secret confession. We sat across table, papers scattered, eyes locking longer than necessary between lines. Finally she sighed, whispered, "This is dangerous, Nick," voice softer than I'd ever heard. I leaned forward, asked, "Dangerous for job or for us?" Words trembling but real. She didn't answer, just stared, breathing shallow, as if war inside refused to end. Silence stretched, my heart pounding louder than city traffic below, thundering through windows. Then her hand brushed mine accidentally, or maybe not, and time froze completely for a moment. I wanted to close gap, kiss her, scream truth, but fear anchored me down. Instead, she pulled hand away, muttered, "Finish report," mask snapping back instantly. That night, I walked Brooklyn streets till dawn, wondering if courage would ever find me. Realized I wasn't scared of rejection, I was scared of losing her completely. After that night, distance grew sharper, her walls higher, my silence thicker, office colder. Still, stolen moments slipped through cracks, smiles over coffee, quick jokes in hallway shadows. I clung to those crumbs like starving man, but hunger only grew stronger every day. My performance excelled, bosses praised me, but inside, emptiness screamed louder than success could. Friends back home texted, asking about New York life. I lied with cheerful updates. Truth was, I wasn't chasing career anymore. I was chasing her shadow desperately. One evening she caught me staring too long, eyes meeting, time pausing cruelly again. She whispered, "Don't look at me like that," but tone cracked, betraying words instantly. I wanted to say why not, but swallowed it, letting silence win battle again. Walking home, reflection in dark subway windows asked same question. What's worth more, dream or her? By then I knew answer, but fear still kept my lips sealed tight stubbornly. Every day felt like living on edge, waiting for moment that never came truly. Deadline week, chaos everywhere, partners screaming, interns collapsing, tension thicker than smoke honestly. Amanda and I locked in conference room, fixing numbers, correcting errors, saving report together. Midnight came, city asleep outside. Inside only our tired breaths and glowing laptops. Finally she leaned back, rubbed her eyes, muttered, "You work harder than anyone I've seen." I laughed, said, "Maybe just trying to impress wrong person," words slipping before I could stop. Her eyes froze, silence like glass shattering. Then she whispered, "Nick, don't do this." I leaned closer, heart racing, asked softly, "Why not, when it's already real?" Her hands shook slightly. She stood, pacing room like caged animal with no exit. She turned back, tears in eyes, whispered, "You're too young. I'd ruin you completely." I shook head, said, "You've built me, not ruined me, can't you see?" Moment burned hotter than any dream job could ever promise me clearly. But she walked out, leaving me alone with empty chairs and pounding chest. Next morning, she acted like nothing happened, like midnight confession belonged to stranger only. But cracks showed. Her voice wavered, eyes softer, smile sadder, like mask losing grip. We avoided being alone, yet fate kept throwing us together. Every project paired constantly. Bosses praised chemistry, clients loved presentations, but behind curtains we drowned silently inside. One evening after meeting, rain pouring outside, she handed me umbrella quietly. Our fingers brushed, lingered longer than needed, storm outside echoing storm inside us. I asked, why keep fighting this, Amanda? She whispered, because if I fall, you drown too. Her words carved deep, half love, half fear, and I couldn't argue with pain. That night, I realized she wasn't cold. She was protecting me from version of herself. But truth was, I didn't need protection, I needed her, flaws and all completely. I walked home soaked in rain, clutching umbrella she touched, promising myself I'd decide soon. Dream job or love, because pretending to have both was slowly tearing me apart. Final weeks of internship arrived, HR emails flying, contracts ready, futures being written now. Boss pulled me aside, said, Nick, we're impressed, expect offers soon. Pride surged painfully. That night Amanda and I stayed late, tying loose ends, silence humming louder than machines. I broke it, asked, so when I sign, what happens to us then? She stiffened, stared at computer screen, whispered, there is no us, only your career. Anger flared. I snapped, stop deciding for me. I'm not kid anymore, Amanda. Tears welled, but she stayed firm. You think love is enough? Trust me, it isn't. Words cut deeper than any failure, like she slammed door on something we both felt. I left office shaking, contract email buzzing phone, future staring back cold and sterile. Walking Brooklyn streets, I realized choice wasn't between job or her. It was truth or lie. Couldn't keep living in shadow, couldn't keep loving silently while pretending nothing burned inside. That night, I promised myself I'd get my answer before internship clock ran out. Last day came. Interns buzzing, cameras flashing, champagne corks echoing across glass halls. HR handed envelopes, contracts inside, golden tickets to futures everyone fought months for. Amanda congratulated me politely, handshake cold, eyes avoiding mine, pain leaking through mask. I pulled her aside near elevators, contract heavy in pocket, heart heavier in chest. I asked one final time, Amanda, was this ever just mentorship or was it more? She froze, breath hitched, seconds stretched like eternity, whole summer flashing in silence. Finally she whispered, Nick, you already know answer, but future can't hold both. Her hand brushed mine briefly, then she forced smile, pressed elevator button quickly. Doors closed between us, metal walls sealing what words couldn't, leaving me breathless. I stood there gripping contract, realizing I won everything and lost her completely. Walking out of building, Manhattan roared around me, but inside only silence screamed loud. That night, I signed contract alone, heart heavy but path chosen, future inked permanently. 4 years later, I'm still in New York, same company, now managing my own team. Salary tripled, corner office view. Life looks like everything younger me ever wanted honestly. But sometimes late nights I pass old floor, glass doors reflecting ghost of that summer. Memories flood back. Her laugh over pancakes, her warning by Hudson, her eyes near elevators. I wonder if she stayed, if she found love, or if she's still running too. Never reached out, never crossed lines again. Maybe out of respect, maybe out of fear. Colleagues call me focused, ambitious, unstoppable, but they don't know what fueled fire originally. Truth is, it wasn't career. It was her belief she sparked in me early. Without Amanda, I wouldn't have pushed this hard, wouldn't have survived Wall Street's grind. Strange how love we never had still shaped everything I built later. I tell myself it ended right, but heart whispers maybe it ended too soon honestly. Still, I keep walking, keep climbing, carrying both success and silence she left behind. Living now in Queens, Astoria apartment, small balcony overlooking skyline, quieter than Manhattan noise. Sometimes I sit there with glass of whiskey, watching lights flicker over East River. Thinking about 20-year-old me, chasing mentor's approval, chasing impossible balance between love and future. Back then I thought success meant sacrifice, but maybe success just meant choices with weight. I don't regret signing contract. It gave me life stability, opportunities, independence I dreamed of. But I do regret not telling her fully how much she mattered, how much she changed me. Because truth is, Amanda wasn't just mentor. She was catalyst, flame that set everything in motion. Even now, when interns look up at me, I see younger self in their eyes. I tell them, learn everything, but don't lose yourself. Echoing her words years ago. Maybe that's how she lives on. Through lessons I pass forward quietly, without names. Every love leaves mark. Some scars, some sparks, some foundations for everything you become later. And maybe hers was price I had to pay to find the version of me today. Months after reflection, life steadier, new interns now look at me like I once did. I see hunger in their eyes, same fear of failure, same desperate need for approval. I try to guide them without Amanda's walls, more open, more human, less untouchable. Still, late nights I wonder, if she hadn't pushed me away, would I be here? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe different city, different life, but never this exact path. Truth is, she shaped me by leaving, forced me to stand on my own finally. Success feels earned, but sometimes it feels haunted, echoing of what could have been. Every raise, every deal closed. Her voice whispers quietly in back of my mind. Not regret, not bitterness, just reminder that some mentors leave marks deeper than scars. I've learned not all love ends in togetherness. Sometimes it ends in transformation quietly. And maybe that's enough, because without her, there's no version of me sitting here today. Still, when skyline glows at night, I whisper thanks into city air just for her. Today, I'm 24, leading team in same company where it all began honestly. Career solid, apartment stable, life outwardly complete, but heart carries story untold inside. I teach interns numbers, but also warn them. Never let ambition erase your humanity fully. One girl asked if I ever loved here. I smiled, said, once, but not how you think. Because love wasn't about dates or kisses, it was about push to become more. Sometimes I wonder if Amanda remembers me, if she thinks of those late nights too. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she moved on. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be anyway. But for me, she'll always be chapter that changed entire book, not just a page. Closing office door each night, I still feel her ghost in quiet corners of halls. And I carry that ghost with gratitude, not grief, because it built me stronger. Price of that summer was high, but payoff was priceless. A life reshaped forever. So if you ask me now, did love or career win? I'd say both in their own ways.